and gentlemen, welcome. I'm sorry, I missed. I'm a minute late. I am a minute late. Lord have mercy, almost 2 minutes. Snap. That means I'm 2 minutes late for this. This one I gotta. Dang. Let me go back. Hold up. Hot 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 up. How y'all doing? How y'all doing, man? There's a lot going on, man. There is a lot going on. That's all I gotta say. There's a lot going on. But we're gonna talk about Parliament today. The PMP is I'm talking about thoroughly exposing the JLP. Boy, them questions be hitting hard, baby. You know what I'm saying? Them questions be hitting hard. I am live right now. Who's that? Antonio Whitaker in the building. That's Donna. Is that Donna Whitaker? Is that Donna Whitaker or Antonio? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I am live right now on Bolo VNR 2.0 and Bolo VNR clips. Yes, yes. That's what's up. Let me just send this through. Oh, Dr. Dawes beat them. Oh, gosh. Trust me, we're going to get into everything tonight. Karen Wagwan. Hey, one thing, you know. Karen get my notification, then I have to ask, you know. Because every time I go live, Karen is here. Karen, I appreciate you, my darling. Big up yourself. You know what I mean? Don't joke about it. I'm not share the live yet, and Karen, I know Karen get the notification. People, boy, we have a whole heap to talk about. Boy, I don't know how long this live is going to be. I'm not telling no lie. Some things that me here today, right now, I'm in a state of shock. I'm not telling no lie. But yo, me in a one state of shock. Jamaica don't want a real place. I keep saying it, and I don't know if you don't believe me. But, yo, Jamaica is not a real place. Jamaica coming like, yo, I don't even know how to say that, man. I don't even know how to describe Jamaica. I'm not telling a lie. Let me see, you know what? Let me just start with that story. Let me start. I'm not going to Parliament yet. Hold on there. Because right now, I'm make sure someone can see all the screen. Careful, careful. Catch you right there, son. Yes, don't move. That is it. All right. Yes, so I can go to Bobs and put this right there, so I'll make sure you say plug in. And you know, yeah, bless up everybody. Bless up yourself, Karen. Bless up yourself. Yeah, that big up yourself, you know. Anyway, I could get in a ball game, I know. All right, let me just come off of them video and search for your video because. People, Jamaica is not a real place. I'm tired of telling you. I am so tired of telling you guys. Let me go to Atta for the press page. Zine. Wait.
A corrupt government.
Big up Queen of the South and our councillor them. Video. But me have to say big them up because you see, I have noticed the level of communication between the PMP councillor them and the people them where them serve is top tier. So I have to say big up the PMP for that. Councillor them are work, brother. Now, it's a nationwide. JCF police says in viral video, we're not planting magazine. Jeez and peace. No. Listen to this.
Coming in that the JCF says that police in viral video were not planting magazine. Want to hear them something here now, Jamaica?
Hear this. Let me just address this from the start. Yeah.
Senior communication strategist at the Jamaica Constabulary Force.
Yeah.
These books. Maybe some of you guys don't know him as a police officer because you see him sometime on Sunrise, Jamaica, working alongside Miss Kitty.
Yeah.
He is the senior communication strategist at the JCF SSP Dennis Brooks. The people, remember, so I show you the video, you know? I show you the video clip, and you have this man come out now, come and defending police officers. Really? So I wonder if the Jamaican people assist with the power own.
Yep.
When assist with the power own, though, when see that, I can't see what is happening. When still can't see, we are on our own. This is why we are encouraging to unite, come together, have each other back Jamaica, because the police is not there to protect us.
Remember.
They are there to protect Andrew Holness and Incronies them, not the Jamaican people. According to SSP Brooks, the senior communication strategist says the policeman seen in a viral social media video retrieving a magazine from the motor vehicle of a civilian after a search was not trying to plant the accoutrement. When I hear them something here? When I hear them something here, Jamaica? Box cover. You know what?
For the people out there that don't speak patois, there was an incident that happened, a viral video of what appears to be the police, you know, planting a magazine under the bag of a vehicle that they had a routine stop on the road searching. The police is saying, the police communication is saying that they were not trying to plant the magazine. Now what this tells me is that it confirms it was a magazine. That's first, and also it raises more questions. Because when you look at the video, the police came and took up the magazine and put it in his pocket. So the police thought it was his magazine. Now, when you look at that now, ladies and gentlemen, the police need to get charged either way. Because a carelessness. If the police was innocent and not trying to plant the magazine, but he put the magazine in the car while searching the car, that look funny. The police have to get charged either way. Through negligence, or he might try to frame the people that might own the car. Because when the police was trying to, he was either incompetent or he was trying to frame the police. He was trying to frame the owners of the car. Because if you leave a clip, a gun clip, a magazine in the car that you're searching that never came with a magazine, you casually put down the magazine under a bag. Why you never put it in your pocket? Because when the magazine, when you were searched by the youth, by the young men in the viral video, he said, "Father, what is the left?" Them never enter back the car till him come looking at the car now. They never entered the car before the police came back to see what he was talking about. And he took up the magazine and then put it in his pocket. Now you're telling me that the JCF is saying that, confirming somebody that was not there on the scene, but somebody that looked at the video. Godson, may I tell you, somebody who looked at the video is telling us that it was not planted. Then, sir, explain to us what happened. Because probably we are Sassy 81. You are a farmer soldier. I want you to, Sassy 81, I want you to look at this. Look at this.
Take a look at the video and tell me what you think.
My personal recordings.
Look at this, look at this. This is the police searching, right?
No problem at all.
Yankee, big.
Officer, we can get the name, please. I know Shine Station and I got you. Officers, can get the name and can get the name and which station and I got you, please.
Pause right there, so. So you see the police. The police went in the car after being requested by the brother. See? Look. Look. He told him it's in the back right here, so. Look at the police. Police took up the clip and put it in his pocket. No. They took up the clip and put it in his pocket, ladies and gentlemen. How in the world is the police JCF saying that he was not trying to plant the clip? How do you get caught on camera and the JCF is still? What could be the explanation for this other than him planting the clip? You know, what happened is, in standard procedure vehicle, I generally leave a clip in the car that I have and leave it in the car. Oh, it was just a mistake. All right, let's examine that. If it was a mistake, how is that police still on duty? If it was a mistake, if they want to argue that it was a mistake, is it that the police is still on duty? Is the police still on duty? I should be asking, is the police still on duty? Is the police being charged? That has to be a crime, you know. Because look at what could have happened. People in Jamaica are getting 50 years for an imitation gun. How on God's green earth, when the young man said, "Officer, what is this that you left in the car?" You see it right here, some people? See the clip there? What is it that you left in? Let me slow it down. Let me slow down the video for you guys. It's moving way too fast. Let me slow it down. Look at this. Look at the police approaching the clip, right? That he said is in the back. Look, he took up the clip. You see that? Look what he did. He put his back pocket. Bam. Right there. So I am asking the question, how on God's green earth is the commissioner of police or the JCF, the hierarchy of the JCF? The commissioner of police must know what is going. This video is viral. He has to be aware of this. And they send out the media arm of the police force. Somebody that was working on what? TV or TVJ with Miss Kitty. This person that is now a police was a media personnel. That his appointment alone is in question. And he's the one that comes out now. And he's trying to convince us that this situation, there was nothing wrong here. The police was not trying to plant anything on the guys. We should believe them that that's the case. Boy, somebody please make it make sense to me, man, because it's not making any sense, you know. Nah, make no sense. Nah, make no sense, brother. Nah, make no sense. I don't know what to tell you right now. Like up the live and share up the live, guys. Thanks in advance. Like up the live and share up the live. Look at that. Look at that. A whole clip. The man take up the clip. See there? Look at the clip right there. See through the glass? He's putting it in his pocket now. And him walk along like it's a normal day. Like, this is what happens when you do a search on a vehicle on the road, you know. Sometimes we just casually leave gun clips, a clip of ammunition in. Now, if a man with a licensed firearm was to act in some way with his firearm irresponsibly, you know. Listen, their firearm could be revoked and they could be sent to prison, you know. Now a police casually leaving his clip in the back seat of a car that he's searching, under a bag, still visible, not totally under the bag. How is it that we are being told that he was not planting the clip? So what happened? This was just his incompetence? This was just his incompetence? That's what you want us to believe. Wow. Wow. Them youth are smart. I go think say them smart on a video. Because right now they would have in a serious problem. You can imagine if them did drive off with the clip. Where you said slip? Yankee bless no easy. Yankee bless, you said the clip slip and drop in the car. Mighty
The
God.
people want to tell me one thing. Tell me what one thing. Because now we have Dennis Brooke out here. I tell you something different. How want to so lie and wicked? How want to so lie and wicked? The people, you say, set them and try to set up the youth them.
May I tell you?
And these are the things them always do. These are the things them do.
Me say it all the while, me not have a problem with good police. Me have a problem with the criminal police them. Because I see him so, a man can profile me and judge me wrongfully. And then next thing I go hear say a mistaken identity and them a look for somebody else. Well look, you know how much time in my life people say, people, you know, alright, me I show now vibes. Me not even say this, and you know me not gonna say it. But just gonna say this. A whole heap of time mistaken, it's a lot of times that mistaken identity has reached me. And it's been in the most negative ways initially until it was cleared up. And I'm glad it was cleared up because, you know, it would have a lot of people in heartache if I wasn't close to certain people that I love and they heard those things. They would probably have a heart attack. That's how much mistaken identity. I have been a victim of mistaken identity too many times. To the point where now I'm like, you know what? I need to lose the weight. I need to change up my face. I need to change up my look and everything. I probably need to dye my hair or something. So that there's a significance to show, oh, that's not him. Several times I've been the victim of it. But we're going to move on. Now, ladies and gentlemen. The other day I spoke about this. But here comes Mr. Wayne Lonesome. GG overstep authority. Not acting on IC recommendations to swear in 3 director. OPP signed IC code of conduct. Listen to this. This was earlier tonight.
See, me say me I talk to my virgin today. I say talk to my virgin, you know. My virgin, I'm a brother that. I'm talking to the island. You have to dig up yourself. I'm saying to you, dig up yourself. See, the man that plans TV and with you know, whenever. Now music to one of the things from the game and do. See? Yes, that. Say to you, dig up yourself. My brother that from the background song. Decades. Yeah, that's we and the man long time, you know. Yes. Alright. So, you know, I must have Andrew only said, you know, the paper history one. Don't answer, no history. PMP win 4 times. PJ never lose. Andrew lose to Mama P. You win the election and lost. But a PMP make him win back. PMP and the stupidness start from Baalberg. You know, when me talk, me no put water on you put your mouth. Well, my mouth, me not talk about mouth and ground because that not work.
One blurt not Mr. Wayne Lonesome. Make them know.
Yeah, you see me I say. So with that. So I could show you what this guy do now. I could show you what this guy. This guy Big Mama. This guy Big Mama is a Peter ship to him. I'm a part of the plan. Where him like run out with everything. In the state. You're part of government, but you're undermine the state. And the GG, the Governor General, step up, stand up. I'm sure you. Oh, you go all the way. I'm sure you say me go all the way. Yeah? For break laws. For try to plant some people and let go Andrew that now work. So I'm going to say what I'm saying, yes. Sita?
Tell us.
Sita? Now play this. Human rights never go Jamaican for justice. Say it fears Governor General, we now put that one day, Allen, maybe overstepping his constitutional authority. It's something before that we don't know what them put that SIR for. We not call it. Patrick has not acted in recommendation by the Integrity Commission to fill 2 critical posts at the anti-corruption body. Some of them put it what them say. So them give that to fill, and the next one gonna know make 3. In the week. In doubt. Because them follow what them say before the election. No swearing nobody may go get somebody, but we can go in and interrupt and mash it up because whether we are criminal. I say I'm acting on people in Jamaica who have to resist this guy. Him and next one for the prisoners. Yes? Make a play this. Yes.
I told is true, then there are some questions that JFJ is raising as a concern. Whether or not the Governor General may be acting beyond or contrary to his constitutional and statutory authority. Under Section 28, subsection 1 for the Executive Director and Section 30, subsection 4 for the Director of Corruption Prosecution mandates the Governor General shall appoint these particular positions. And Section 32, subsection 2 of the Constitution does give the Governor General the discretion to ask for reconsideration only once. Has the Governor General exercised this discretion, and what exactly is the hold-up?
So by line this, ask reconsideration only once. Maybe you could reconsider this. But we're in, either in there so far, I'm going to give that ask for reconsideration for Andrew on this. You might get things through the back door, and you get all of them corrupted. Yes. From July till now. I know we are set, it's there. It's not a paper to and everything, it's out. See that? So we continue. This guy can't be trusted doing the people. You can't be trusted. See, you should have moved long time.
No, I don't trust. Unfortunately, I can't trust them. That's just me personally. I'm not telling anybody how to think, but when I look at this 3.5 months, I did a video, you know, and I put out the video, right? Did I? Oh yeah, I used this already. Alright, cool. So I did a video. And I put out the video, see? About the GG and about the article. And I did it in full. Let me show you. This is the video. This video right here. See there? GG delayed action. And silence appears to be crippling the Integrity Commission operation. So there was a delayed action by the GG in terms of it shouldn't have took 3 months to appoint the people that are vacant in the IC, and it's damaging the IC's effectiveness in their operation. That's the Integrity Commission. So this is the video. You guys can go watch that video in full.
It is within there.
No, I don't want to go over that. Yeah, you guys can go watch this video in full. I did my commentary and everything. Now let's get back to what Mr. Lonesome is saying.
So this guy is evil. Look at.
To be prosecuted. Are those matters by the wayside, or have those matters, for example, been transferred to the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution? And again, we don't know the reason for the delay, but it cannot be prolonged or undue.
So, number one, if the chairperson recommend who she needs this and then pass them and You know, them are bet you, you know. And all the man need to do is swear you in. The man bypass the people them. From July, in. The man bet them.
Due.
So number one, if the chairperson recommend who she need this and then pass them, and that means they are do invest, they are do interviews and everything, you know, they are bet you, you know.
Hey,
And
may I
all
tell
the
you?
man need to do is swear you in. The man bypass the people them. From July,
So all the Governor General needs to do is a ceremonial action. So basically the IC recommends the persons. There can be some questions from the Governor General, but the Governor General, the IC does not need to, you know, facilitate even answering the questions from the IG. They don't have to. The Governor General is obligated to fulfill the recommendations of the Integrity Commission. Again, it's a ceremonial thing. All he needs to do is swear in the people. So why did it not happen in 3 months, more than 3 months? So the IC now is crippled, you know, because of the Governor General. And he didn't want to answer any questions as to why he did not swear them in. And now, this is a legal matter, you know, ladies and gentlemen, because the Governor General is advised by his legal counsel not to even speak on it. So you see, everywhere we turn Makajukwe, and I'm not saying that for you guys to be discouraged, I'm just wanting you to know that the higher the monkey climb, is the more the monkey get exposed. You understand? And what this appears to be, unfortunately, is high-level corruption to me. I don't know about anybody else, but to me, it seems like high-level corruption. This seems like sabotage to me. It don't take 3.5 months for you to swear in somebody that is recommended by the IC. There was a temporary appointment in the 3 posts, and they have been expired after 3 months. So it gives both the Integrity Commission and the GG ample time to get it done. But in this situation, the Governor General is the person in the hot seat. Why has the Governor General not swore in the recommended persons? You understand? And to be clear, ladies and gentlemen, let me to be clear, let me go to the article, because I don't want you guys to feel as if I am I want to show you how serious this is legally. Alright, I just want to show you. Alright, IC crippled. Alright, here we go. I want to show you how serious this is legally. Let me go to the article, alright? Let me go to the article. Here we go. This part right here. Can I get a refresh of this? Please. Can we see the letters then better? Thank you. Thank you. Let me show you. If the Governor General has exercised his right to request reconsideration, the Commission may choose to reaffirm its nominee or submit a new one. But Jackson warned prolonged silence or inaction without invoking Section 32(2) would lack legal basis. It would do what? Lack legal basis. Raising concerns of unauthorized obstruction. This is where it appears that the Governor General is acting outside of his merit. Sharon, how you doing? Sharon, remember, so I not do nothing today, you know. I go up on business today, I'm up on the road. Thank you so much for your concern, my bonus. But from what day, you notice basically the production from the channel has been limited. There's too much to talk about, so I just have to do what I have to do tonight as I have the energy to do so. Yes, I am good, man. No worry. I am good. I may have my water side of me, and I'm going to try and get through this as quickly as possible. But as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, the Governor General is in a pickle. This does not look good on the Governor General. And all well thinking Jamaicans already don't trust the Governor General, because the Governor General and the Prime Minister of Jamaica both serve the King in two different capacities. Andrew Onis is a Privy Council member, and he is a direct loyalist to the King, a direct representative of the Jamaica. We have a constitutional reform that's supposed to take place, and Andrew Onis does not want to let go of the Privy Council because he's a member of it too. Why would he want to let go of that? Because he serves the King, right? So I was reading an article earlier. You guys should go watch my previous live stream. That was a good live stream. It was an hour. It was in the day. But make sure that you guys go and check it out, all right? On Bolo VNR 2.0. Yes, Sharon. Where you say the GG get bewitched? Boy, I mean, I know about that, you know. I don't know how it go, but all I'm saying is it's not.
Uncle, one this question, him cannot ask. Yeah? One, when the youth, just one, reconsider, right? Just one.
One
right?
time.
Yeah, one of the recommendations. So, him can ask 2 and 3. But if them put forward, then why in that business that...
Even if the Governor General asks how many, first of all, the IC does not need to answer him. Out of courtesy, they will say this and this and this. But once they reaffirm their recommendation, he has to nominate the person. So what is taking so long? That is the question, you know. What is taking so long?
His uncle thing in business is the Andrew will listen. You reason why this man have touched of the Andrew?
Jamaica is not a real place.
This man pass in place. You understand? This man not pass in place, man.
Sharon, yeah, me understand all of that, you know, but
so this man,
we have to make sure so we just do the right thing.
This man
on the platform, you understand?
Because them have tried to link it up on one foot up on this. This one.
Yeah, man. You're wrong, man.
Because I don't think the chairperson, remember, you know, them they are all judges, them they are, you know. So the chairperson, I got to deal with it by the book and by laws. And you can't put garbage on there neither, you know. Because you know, let me tell you, you see, when you have them all judges, you can't buy out, right? Them judges. You can't just get it, put anybody in front of them because they might put country first. Then they come in like the corrupted GG and corrupted. Just see move alone, you don't know it's a corruption. Because the only way when do this, he might try to please Andrew on this. So it's like,
and you know, the reason why Mr. Wayne Lonesome has that opinion is because when they really look at it, these 3 appointments that the GG has not signed off on are sworn in based off recommendation. The IC is ineffective at the moment, you know. The Integrity Commission cannot do their jobs. As it stands right now, they cannot do their job. They have been left helpless to do their job. The DCP is very important to all of their operations and investigations. So if there's no permanent DCP, then everything stall, everything stop, everything slow down, everything is at a halt. And they have many things to do. So this is not good. There's other members of the Jamaica Labour Party that I am sure, I'm positive, say them name I go call in some other report. That's how it appears to be. So the slowing down of the Integrity Commission only benefit the JLP, it don't benefit the PMP, and it don't benefit the country neither. And that's at the bottom line, because we need to stamp out corruption in the country. Yes? And talking about corruption, ladies and gentlemen, it's the perfect time to transition to the good PMP and how what going there, so. Okay, this is our video. Alright, sir. Drink water and mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Listen to this.
Our spokespersons signed on Monday at the meeting of the Shadow Cabinet. Our spokespersons signed the Leadership Code of Conduct, a document originally developed by the Integrity Commission and embodying the 7 principles of public life. Those principles are based on the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency. I think it's very important in Jamaica today as our leader on Monday at the meeting in Jamaica today, as our leaders publicly demonstrate their commitment to those values so that the people can have trust and confidence in the leaders of the country. We have once again, by signing the Leadership Code of Conduct, demonstrated our commitment to the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency in how we operate as leaders, and we commit ourselves going forward to upholding those principles in how we operate and everything that we do.
Bella, you're gonna get us in trouble.
On Monday at the meeting of the Shadow
people.
Cabinet,
This is big.
our
You can
spokespersons
literally
signed
make any of us
the Leadership Code of Conduct, a document originally developed by the Integrity Commission and embodying the 7 principles of...
Yeah, remember those record all of this, well, some of it. Yeah, remember record this, God is serious.
On Monday at the meeting of the Shadow Cabinet, our spokespersons signed the Leadership Code of Conduct, a document originally developed by the Integrity Commission and embodying the 7 principles of public life. Those principles are based on the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency. I think it's very important in Jamaica today that our leaders publicly demonstrate their commitment to those values so that the people can have trust and confidence in the leaders of the country. We have once again, by signing the Leadership Code of Conduct, demonstrated our commitment to the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency in how we operate as leaders, and we commit ourselves going forward to upholding those principles in how we operate and everything that we do.
God have mercy. Sorry about that. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know we have to highlight this. We can't go on like say we're going to gloss over this. In the previous administration, this code of conduct was not signed. As him says, the Integrity Code of Conduct. So, when you look at the JLP government that the Labour right them vote for, choose Jamaica. Yeah, we don't choose corruption. We don't choose a government. You guys chose a government that does not embrace integrity, is not committed to the principles of leadership or the code of conduct. They want to operate however they want to operate. To the point where Christopher Tufton can be in the IC report and act as if he was just, you know, I was vindicated by the report. The report does not suggest that I was in any wrongdoing whatsoever. You know, I was crispy clean. This is how they operate, yes? But today in court, ladies and gentlemen, it was a dark day in Jamaica. Wanna listen to this? I'm going to give me a comment. Listen to this.
Commonwealth. Though you may not be able to speak for yourself, I know you want to extend appreciation to members of the House for their continued support as you assume this important international responsibility. I also like to mention.
You know, me need to catch this part something else because it a drop too much, you know. People, remember telling you something. I'm go for Mystic Sensation. I'm go for Mystic Sensation. Alright? You let me do that. Let me do that. Not let me do that. Because this thing has some joke thing, you know. I want to listen to this now.
October 9th, 2025.
Two statements. One by the Minister of Tourism, the Honorable Edmund Bartlett, as well as another by the Minister of Health and Wellness, the Honorable on the internet. Your recent appointment to serve on the International Executive Committee of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association. You are one of the regional representatives for the Caribbean, Americas, and the Atlantic region, and the appointment took effect at the conclusion of the conference held in Barbados on the 12th of October. We believe that this marks a proud moment for Jamaica as it positions our Parliament at the center of the CPA's global leadership for the next 3 years. And in this capacity, you join an esteemed body of parliamentarians from across the Commonwealth, entrusted with shaping policies, strengthening democratic institutions, and deepening cooperation among 180 national and subnational legislators island-wide. Madam Speaker, I think this is a testament to your commitment to parliamentary excellence and Jamaica's respected voice in the advancement of democracy and good governance across the Commonwealth. Though you may not be able to speak for yourself, I know you want to extend appreciation to members of the House for their continued support as you assume this important international responsibility. I also like to mention.
No, ladies and gentlemen. There is no member of the House from the PMP that is supporting Juliet Holness in any capacity in terms of the Speaker of the House or even to represent us on the Caribbean level. It is an absolute disgrace that she has conducted herself the way she has, with the delays of the IC report, or the scandal that is happening with the House Speaker being the Prime Minister's wife while controlling the House. And now we have Andrew Holness as the CARICOM leader representative at this point. And now she is now controlling some capacity under that. So they are controlling both the CARICOM and Jamaica at the same time with the governance. Like, people, let me tell you something. Yeah, when I heard this, I said, what a disgrace. And then I said to myself, wow, you know, God is very God is very God is something else. You know, the phrase that came to my mind is, the higher the monkey climb is the more the monkey is exposed. I want you guys to pay attention to Juliet Holness, you know. You see, in these next 4 months, 5 months, pay attention. I believe that she's going to be exposed even more in those next 4 months. January, February latest. That is my belief. I want you guys to remember this moment, and I want you guys to mark it down. Today is what? The 15th. Today is the 15th of October, 2025. Mark it down. Bolo VNR. I want you to watch. God is in full action mode. And I believe that these people are going to be exposed even more. Because you see, they are getting more recognition. Now she is part of the CARICOM, whatever they just explained, right? In some body or some committee. And she is also the Speaker of the House. And she's in almost heading all of the committees, oversight committees in Parliament, which Mark Golding has argued against. I am so happy that the PMP put on record that they don't support her as the Speaker of the House. So none of them is supporting her in any capacity in any committee in the CARICOM, and they should not be. I don't want to hear no PMP woman out here congratulating the Speaker of the House about anything to do with CARICOM. Please stop supporting women because they are women. We need to stop that. We need to look on people on their merit and their character. This lady has violated our house. The whole of the last term, when it come on to the IC report, them being tabled, the whole heap of skullduggery go on. Alright? Juliet Oldness. Yeah? Pillar talk is a hell of a thing. Alright? So wanna stop it. Me don't want to hear that from none of the female them for the PMP. And that's just me. Anybody else can think of them, I don't business. Because I think for myself. You understand? I don't want to hear it. Moving on. Let's continue. Now, we see where Damian Crawford had some things to say. So make we hear what he have to say. No. One Damian Crawford.
From St. Catherine Northwest.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I congratulate the Minister and the industry for all the things that they have achieved over continuously over a very long period of time. I've heard the good news presented by the Minister, but even the Good News Bible still had revelations as a part and a chapter. At the end. But at some point, we must ensure that we seek to create an end that isn't revelation. I've heard the Minister speak to something that sounds quite exciting about the number of flights that are coming to Jamaica and the new flights opening new frontiers to Jamaica. Yet, when one looks at the document, you recognize that the level of dependence on the United States is still maintained. Over 70% of the persons coming to Jamaica are coming from the United States. This is similar to the last 10 years of approximately 70 to 73% of visitors to Jamaica coming from the United States. I see the Minister indicating 63. However, I think in the document I saw 70. In the past it was 63%. Oh, but you have indicated, Minister, that we have reversed in differentiation. I understand, but I would hope that for 5 minutes is not a debate. But the Minister will be allowed to respond, because the size of the United States have not increased or diminished over time. The dependence on the United States, of course, for a statement made by the Minister that since things like a lockdown in the US had great impact on our arrival numbers. And the effort must be for a greater differentiation of markets. At one point, we were going strong in England. At another point, we were going strong in Canada. One concern that one must also be considering is the level of seat support that we're offering. I saw no mention of that, but it is not unusual that to open new frontiers, there's a subsidy offered to these airlines that are going to then be coming to Jamaica. That subsidy must be placed in the price of opening these new frontiers, and we would love to know that the public is informed if seat support is being offered to those entities and the level of seat support that is being offered to those entities. Additionally, excitement can be found in the Jamaica First statement. But the Jamaica First statement must also be a part of the consideration for the benefits of the industry in the most direct Jamaican, i.e. the employees. I wonder if Jamaica First is the reason for the high levels, local first, that the locals employed to the entities. Just recently we saw a demonstration in many hotels because the locals were dissatisfied with the remuneration and treatment that they were receiving in some of those hotels. Indeed, it is necessary for us to consider a special hotel minimum wage because the circumstances of the hotel workers are not the norm of a regular 9 to 5. There is no person who is serving as a waitress that can say, you know what, I'm going to wash my face and bathe and ready up because time is finished before she finished serving the person, even if the person intends to stay a much longer period of time. There was a point in time that we considered the security guard for a special minimum wage because the perils of the job, including the time of travel to and from job, if you're on a particular shift, must be considered as well. Does local first also include investors? We can see some of our members here from Westmoreland that can tell you that Negril is suffering because the small and medium-sized entities are being outcompeted by larger foreign-owned entities that are causing for lower prices, that are causing for a disbursement of investment, that have more new properties, that have greater brand recognition, especially in these markets that they're going after, that benefit from larger promotional budgets, and they are dwarfing the... Check out next stream that they are dwarfing.
You have to sit, member. House leader, the member's time for speaking has finished.
House leader, I think we should afford the same person.
It doesn't work like that, House leader.
How long
House, the question is that the member be allowed 2 additional minutes to complete. Member, please use it wisely.
Yeah, the same, it doesn't work like that. The same courtesy is in texting. But that is fine. So thank you, Madam Speaker.
Member, please, this is not the best sitting to start these types of discourse. The minister gets more time than the member who is responding, who normally gets only 5 minutes. So the timing is based on nothing other than what is given in the standing orders and the leniency of the speaker. So you are giving leniency. Please do not allow anybody to distract you so you will be completing the time. Thank you, member.
Man, this lady right here, bro. Me say that woman here are the weapon we farm against progress. Yo, me say the lady just, ugh. The same courtesy cannot be extended. If it's your leniency, why you can never be as lenient to the PMP as you are for the JLP? Huh? You're full of... Yo, let me continue, yeah?
Well, local first, Mr. Minister, Madam Speaker, let me hurry up, should be extended as well to our small and medium properties that are suffering, that are also most affected by competition from Airbnbs, and the program must be in place to sustain and to protect the existence and profitability of our small and medium-sized entities as well. We heard exciting news about the craft market. However, we have recognized that craft have dissolved into almost a retail industry, with Chinese craft being the most dominant presence in most of the things. We have seen that there's also very limited protection for design, to the point that persons that attended Edna Manley see no true benefit unless they have a place within the craft market, because their designs are not satisfactorily
God bless.
Finally, because of the context of time, we would also want to recommend to you the Minister of Entertainment's conversation last week, where entertainment can be used as an attractor to Jamaica. We have been dependent on climate differentiation. That's why we call those coming from the north bird tourists that fly some for winter. And you're now seeking to contribute to a new climatic differentiation for the summer months. But the summer months, entertainment can be used as a cheap attractor. We can build out the sumfests of this country. We can build out the entertainment brand that Jamaica has established, to use that instead of climatic differences as an attractor. So again, we congratulate you, Minister, and as well the industry. But we are acknowledging the challenges that we can face if local first is only a slogan and not implemented on behalf of the workers, of the small and medium-sized hoteliers, in particular the owners, and on behalf of the Juta tours and the taxi operators who have been squeezed out of the industry to this point. As well, we can't be giving all these work permits to persons that the skills exist in Jamaica who work in the hotels, including entertainment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Hey, all I elaborate them out there. I'm telling you something. You better thank God for the PMP, yeah? You better thank God for the PMP, because right now them are represent you better than you government. And if you not pay attention to what Damien Crawford is saying, the man is raising some very, very significant issues that the people that are in the craft, they are feeling it. The Chinese craft, the Indian craft, everybody outside of the black people in Jamaica is being squeezed out. It is being propelled, and the black people them a get squeezed out. Majority of the persons that are under attack and not being protected by this government is black people. It is unfortunate. It is just the truth. When you go in the craft market, them where you look now, black people you see. Do you see Chinese people or Indian people in the craft market? Do you see them? Right? The Juta man, them, the black people, them. Do you see any white persons or any Chinese persons running Juta? It's black people in it. It's always black people that are being squeezed out of the opportunity by the JLP government. And the PMP is the one to defend them. But you guys voted for Barabbas. So now go feel it. Let's continue. I'm going to move on to the next speaker. All right, so I'm done with Damien this one.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, thank you for your statement and for your response to the opposition's reply to your statement. I have two questions. One is relating to the 5x5x5 vision. You indicated that that began in 2020, so this would be the 5th year of the 5. And you say that Jamaica is firmly on course to achieving it. But you've said that the projected arrivals for this year, 2025, is 4.3 million, and that the earnings are projected at 4.6 billion US. Both of those are below 5 billion visitors and $5 billion. So I was wondering on what basis you say you're on course for achieving it. The other question I have relates to the Jamaica, well, what do we call it? The local first concept, which really should have been the essence of our tourism policy from Jamaica first got into tourism. And I think the lack of focus on that has led to a model of tourism which now needs to be reoriented to be greater value added in our local economy. So we certainly support this concept, and we've been espousing it as well. One of the vexed sectors, and there are several, but one of the vexed sectors I know is transportation in Jamaica, where there's a sense that the vertical integration of the larger players, foreign-owned players, are excluding local service providers in various areas, and transportation is one. I noticed that we have 6 technical working groups that are being established, but I don't see transportation mentioned in any of those, and I was wondering where they would fit in within that structure. And related, and this is a sort of fundamental question, is how far do you envisage us going in ensuring local first? Because, you know, there's exhortation at one end of the spectrum, and there is other methodologies of trying to enforce a situation to adjust, because people will not otherwise adjust their behavior. And I want to know what level of commitment you have to that, because it will impact how far we are able to get along the local first mission. So those are my questions.
So if you realize from the People's National Party that their focus is protecting the locals, I just want us to understand the consistency between Damian Crawford and Mark Jefferson Golden as, you know, leaders in their own right in this family, in this group, this political party, right? I just want us to understand that the messaging, the advocation, you can clearly see what it is. Let's continue to the next speaker, right?
First person up would be the member from Westmoreland Eastern.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, in your statement, you made mention of $1 billion of agriculture and produce being supplied. But if we look at it in context, the food import bill for the country moved from $800 million US in 2016.
Beat them.
$6 billion US.
Beat them, Dave.
About 60% of that import bill.
Beat them. Yes.
So the $1 billion really represents 0.65%. of what we are spending through the tourism industry. So the question is really about what additional linkages are being formed between tourism and agriculture to ensure that a larger share of the needs of the hotel can be supplied by the local farmers.
That was a very important question. Local farmers, again, please be advised of how well the People's National Party is advocating on behalf of your, you guys benefit. Please be advised. Let it be understood. Okay? All right. Next speaker. One video me I do with all of them, I question them with them asking. Because that question from Dr. Jensek is so significant. Them can't say anything about all I want to see is the manifestation. Because the PMP had a grand plan. The farmers of Jamaica would be millionaires, multi-millionaires in a 5-year period under the People's National Party plan for them. Listen, I'm not asking Christ how much our farmers would have become millionaires in the next 5 years under a PMP government. But you guys chose Barabbas. Let's continue. Let's continue.
Western.
If it so pleases you, Madam Speaker, Minister, I must commend you on a really good presentation. I quite like the idea of local first. And I quote from you, transport operators must have the first opportunity to provide transport to hotels. My question to you, independent transport operators such as JUTA, JU, JCAL, and others, they have been complaining about the high fees that have been charged by the large players in the industry. What is being done to address such those issues? Also, as it relates, my next question relates to the entertainment packages that are being offered by some of these large players, again, local first. I welcome the idea of an entertainment academy, but what measures will be in place to ensure that some of the hotels utilize the services of persons coming from the entertainment academy, as well as even currently some of the employees as it relates to providing entertainment in the hotels? And also, what marketing support is being offered to smaller hotels within the space, especially in Negril? And I must also say that I'm happy to hear that there are plans as it relates to the Lucy, the bypass in Lucy. I'm sure that will add to the tourism product. I'm, however, hopeful that that will be done if there's a timeline with respect to that bypass.
Hey, let me tell you something. PMP and JLP worst nightmare in terms of holding them accountable. You see, all of these grand promises that they have made, them have to go fulfill them, you know. Because what has happened is that we have a stalwart of representation in a parliament right now. It is no joke. It is no joke, ladies and gentlemen. Right? Nobody not safe on the Jamaica Labour Party right now. Them cannot come and tell us, oh, we're going to do this and going to do that. You see, the representation from each parish that the PMP is representing, they are representing on a high level. You notice the question that is being asked? So whatever answer them give, them are going to hold them to account. You hear them talk about timeline. We don't just want to hear that there's a plan. What is the timeline? Because if you don't commit to a timeline, it don't make any sense. No goal that is set without a timeline is a goal that will be reached. I can tell you that. Ask anybody that is into self-development. If you set a goal and you do not put a time on it, there's really no, good morning, how you doing? What's up, Philly Yard Device? Big up. There's really no, there's really no commitment to fulfilling that goal. But let's get to the next speaker real quickly.
Is your mic on? Member from St. Catherine Southeast.
No, hold on there, my people. All right, so let me know what you guys think about that, because the speakers before that came on, they were dealing with Edmund Bartlett, tourism, entertainment, and all of those things. And I'm going to leave that right there, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to leave that one right there. All right? So let us know what you guys think about that, okay? Now in this one, ladies and gentlemen, Christopher Tufton, in recent time, there was a report that came out from the IC that he has felt as if he was exonerated. But all well-thinking Jamaicans that actually read and critical thinking understands that the report that came out from the Integrity Commission does not paint either Market Me owner or director or Christopher Tufton in a very good light. The news that is coming from the streets in terms of a video that circulated around that time when this bust out, so to speak, also does not put both those individuals in a good light. So whether you want to talk about the gossip part of it, or you want to talk, and it's not really gossip because people have seen the video. It's really not gossip. You could say it's gossip, you could characterize it as that, but that doesn't mean that it's not real now, is it? Anyway, what I'm saying is this. Both things does not paint a very good picture of the character of the Market Me director or Christopher Tufton. And Christopher Tufton even worse, and let me tell you why. Christopher Tufton wants us to believe that, oh, we did nothing wrong, but yet still there needs to be some administrative change in terms of procurement. Yes? So he came to Parliament today, he had some things to say, and now we move to Dr. Alfred Dawes' first real contribution to the Parliament in regards to a response to Tufton's speech. So here we go. Here we go.
Member from St. Catherine South.
I did some of them afraid, I know. I did some of them afraid. This some of them afraid. This some of them try for poison.
Madam Speaker, let me first thank the residents of Southeast St. Catherine
talk to
who have, in spite of an onslaught of a campaign against me, chosen me as their elected member to this honorable house.
What me say, people, this man, there was an attempt on this man's life and reputation. And you understand? The man was poisoned, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very serious. I don't know what this is about this man. But somebody never wanted this man to be in Parliament and be in the House of Parliament. Somebody never wanted him to run. But he's here. Just like when Mark Stewart said, I am here. Big up Mark Stewart. You understand? Big up the prophet. Big up Pastor Peter Chambers and Jeffrey Shuttleworth. And these men don't really need the big up, you know. They don't really care for it, you know, because you see, when you do God's work, those things are not. It don't move you. But I appreciate those brothers, those elders. I appreciate them personally. I really do. All right, let's continue.
I'm must say though, Madam Speaker, that with all due respect to the member from West Central, this is really the Minister, Honorable Minister, this is really not what Jamaica wanted to hear from him today. With a spate, well, if we are in tune to social media, member, we would know that there are questions hovering around about an Integrity Commission report. There are questions as to how we are really dealing with mental health in Jamaica and the renaming and rebranding of a hospital that has leaking wards, overcrowded patients, and no capital budget for about 5 years coming from the Ministry of Health. With previous announcements about destigmatization going back as far as from 2019 by the Honorable Minister, where residents are not growing their food at the Bellevue Hospital because of therapy, but because of sustenance, because the food budget has been cut.
Yo, I don't know why they try this, man, bro. Yo, I gotta play that back. I'm sorry. I don't know why Christopher Tufton or whoever came out and opened their mouth. See, they set themselves up. It is best to shut up and listen. All right? All right, Sharon. Bless up yourself. Always, you know I love you. Let's go back. Nah. Yo, leave this man alone, bro. Did you hear what this man just said? Let's play that back. Leave this man alone.
As their
leave this man alone.
Member to this honorable house. I must say though, Madam Speaker, that with all due respect to the member from West Central, this is really the Minister, Honorable Minister, this is really not what Jamaica wanted to hear from him today. With a spate, well, if we are in tune to social media, member, we would know that there are questions hovering around about an Integrity Commission report. There are questions as to how we are really dealing with mental health in Jamaica.
Yes.
And the renaming and rebranding of a hospital that has leaking wards, overcrowded patients, and no capital budget for about 5 years coming from the Ministry of Health.
Yes.
With previous announcements about destigmatization going back as far as from 2019 by the Honorable Minister, where residents are not growing their food at the Bellevue Hospital because of therapy, but because of sustenance, because the food budget has been cut.
Wow.
My response is governed by Standing Order 11A, Section 2. I can speak not just about the speech.
Oh, listen. Hey, nah, see, they messed up, bro. You don't let in a bright mind like this in the parliament. So, Christopher Tufton is in the background, running off his mouth, lipping and gapping, and capping, and he just hit him with a standing order. Sir, you talking crazy. Under this particular part of the house order, I am able to speak about these things in the capacity in which I'm speaking about it. You don't want me to speak because I'm exposing your ass. Yes? Pause. Right? I'm showing you up. I'm telling the truth. And you don't like it. See, this is why I had to do this part by itself. Because this man is cooking Christopher Tufton like, I'm talking about, he got the stove on simmer. He already cooked. Now, he's just, you know what I'm saying? He's just letting those juices marinate. You feel me? Y'all know what I'm talking, all the chefs out there, y'all know what I'm talking about. He got him on simmer. He was cooked in the first statement. Now he got him on simmer. Let's continue. Damn.
No, you are speaking about the response. Subsection 917. Okay. What has happened over the last week is that the Honorable Minister has been on a media tour deflecting from what is pertinent, his management of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. And we are seeing where announcements are made that the delay at the Cornwall Regional Hospital will not be as great as it was predicted to be. We are seeing about where the Children's Hospital is going to be delayed. We are seeing discussions finally about forensic psychiatry being addressed. Yes. And we are hearing about the mental health challenges that ought to be seriously dealt with by the Ministry of Health, but responsibility is being pushed back at
the people. Public. Yes.
This is a pattern of no accountability and deflection, denying involvement. Yes. And then defamation of anyone who dares to criticize.
Yes. Hey, what the hell? This is about man. Let me tell y'all something, man. Parliament. Every time Parliament I go up, they let the lions in, bro. The people that are representing us as the people from the People's National Party, it's gonna heat up real quick. And Mark Golding is going to be at the center of all of it because he leads from the front, obviously. But you see the people that is representing the specific areas of government, especially education and the healthcare system and the financial system and the legal system, meaning the protection of our constitutional rights. Oh my God. Our right to life on the charter. Oh my, agriculture. Oh, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we have some of the best and the brightest, and you're looking at one of them right now. These people are getting cooked. Talk to him, Mr. Dr. Dawes. Talk to him.
So I will say, because
Martin,
it is not now to elaborate on every single scandal that has been met with this response. The archives are there, the Hansard records is there. But I will ask the Honorable Minister if, when the Auditor General's report on the state of affairs at the University Hospital is made public and brought to this house, if he will remember that he had direct ministerial interference in the composition of the board when they wanted to have a reformation of the leadership of that hospital. Because if what is out there is true,
yes,
then whatever we have been asking about in terms of clarity, in terms of breaches of procurement guidelines, in terms of outright fraud and misrepresentation, overpaying for equipment, then we will see whether or not this situation at the University Hospital will need further drilling down. As you are talking about dengue, I will use my last 10 seconds to say that in Portmore it is not just a fogging problem. The drains have collapsed, they're blocked. We need help over there, and it's not just about fogging.
Listen, man. Listen. We got a bunch of Michael Jordans over there on the People's National Party side. I'm sorry. Everybody knows that this team did not lose the election. All right? The way how this man is cooking Christopher Tufton, Yo, the questions that he's asking, the way he's meticulously bringing up the real issues without violating the standing orders, and he did not go over his time. Oh my God, bro. Oh, these people are eliminating the use or the function of the Speaker of the House. Do you guys see what's happening? The PMP is so on point in their representation. They know exactly what they're up against because they experienced it and saw it on the sidelines for the newcomers when they were in opposition the last term. So they saw what Juliet Onus did to the PMP, and I'm telling you, these guys are ready and they are exposing the JLP. Every single word they utter, every question they ask. You might not see it yet, but listen, you're going to see the manifestation because the way all the PMP is holding them accountable, they have already exposed certain things and there's some other things left to be exposed. Let's get to the next speaker. Big up Mr. Dr. Alfred Dawes, the general himself. You feel me I deal with? No joke.
Minister,
Come through, Isaac.
Minister, my simple question to you is in relation to dengue. Is there any communication with local government in light of the fact that garbage collection has been next to none, certainly in... Is there any communication with local government, the local government minister and the ministry in relation to garbage collection in light of the fact that you're highlighting dengue as a problem now and the prevention aspect of it being garbage is a breeding ground for the mosquito. So is there communication, and will you use your power in the ministry to ensure that garbage collection takes place, especially in Portland Eastern? Thank you.
Hey man, yo, talk about quick, sharp and effective, to the point, to the issue, because garbage collection is a real problem in Jamaica. I don't care where you live. If you're not experiencing problems with garbage collection, you lying. You lie. You could live in the most upscale, probably uptown. Probably, I don't live in uptown. I don't know, but probably uptown areas don't have problem with garbage collection. But you see, regular Jamaica, some place where there shouldn't really be an issue with garbage collection, there is. So this question is a very serious question in terms of the breeding up of mosquito, you know, because if you have garbage all over the place, ladies and gentlemen, guess what is going to happen? When the rain fall and those containers full up with, and they're not even have to full up, just a little bit of water in the creases, mosquito breed up right there, so in them water there, will settle. They are going to find it. So big up Isaac for advocating for East Portland again. You feel me? I say, I know we go to Zalika Jess, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, she's gonna close the show. You understand? Boy, I don't know, I don't think they can handle these people, man. I think the JLP is in trouble. What they gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Come through, Zulika, just make them know what time it is.
The other side.
Yeah. Yes, let's go.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I wish to begin by commending the Minister for introducing what I consider to be quite well-needed amendments as it relates to this particular issue, which plagues young men and women from northeastern St. Elizabeth to northeastern St. Andrew. People who would have made mistakes many years ago have turned over a new leaf, but unfortunately are plagued by the ghost of past mistakes. And so on this side, I welcome the proposed amendments. must confess, however, Madam Speaker, notwithstanding the caution from the Minister, that we really ought properly to try and adopt as best as possible a middle ground. It would be remiss of me to not indicate my concern as it relates to the time period that we have actually contemplated as the ceiling, the maximum ceiling, being 15 years.
What?
Indeed.
15 years?
I do believe that we really ought properly to consider being a little bit bolder in how we approach that. But I understand the Minister's position. My major contribution today has to do with seeing how best we can actually add value to what is being proposed. And I think the Minister understands, like myself, that one of the major challenges we face as persons on the outside, it has to do with the length of time that it takes to get their records expunged. My contribution today is therefore based on how we can improve that system. I note the Minister's proposal to actually have all sentences which would have been recorded before the 1st of January 2005 being automatically expunged. But I do believe that it is important for us to go further. And I take note of precedents in other Commonwealth jurisdictions, such as Cayman, where after a particular period of rehabilitation, offenses which did not attract a term exceed 5 years are automatically expunged. It is my considered view, and I do hope that the Minister will actually take it into consideration, that as it relates to non-custodial offenses, and if we are bold enough, offenses which do not carry a conviction of greater than 5 years, perhaps it might be wise to consider having those matters automatic, because what that would do is to relieve the system of some of the backlog which currently obtains, that I know the Minister knows all too well about, and notwithstanding his great industry and efforts, we continue to have. So I wonder if the Minister might consider including a clause speak to the fact that non-custodial sentences, at a minimum, or to, once the rehabilitation period is served, or to automatically be treated as being expunged. That's my first recommendation.
All right, Miss Sulika Jess. So, let me talk on this. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I understand from what she just said, and I don't have to speak much because she's a professional, yes? People that have served a period of time of, minimum of 5 years, with certain crimes, if they have some type of rehabilitation, they expunge that. There's a certain level of forgiveness that is needed. And this is something that I've heard, what's the brother's name is? Isaac Buchanan talk about, because I hear them always bringing up Isaac Buchanan. I'm telling you, there is a shift in the conversation that is so necessary that they cannot avoid. So, but the thing about it is the timeline and how long it will take, like she mentioned before. And the way how she's presenting is that, listen, I think we need to move. I hope they take the recommendation. So we need to move to like 5 years. Look at those sentences, where minimal crimes are concerned. Yeah, man, she's representing herself extremely well. That's a fact. Let's continue. That's what I understand from it. Let's continue.
My second recommendation to the Minister has to do, again, with seeing how best we can actually cure the backlog and ensure that persons are no longer waiting 2, 3, 4 years, and in some cases even 5 years to get their records expunged. And we do understand that one of the challenges comes from how often, or perhaps the lack of frequency with which the board actually meets. And I do commend the Minister for understanding this challenge. I do note that we will be increasing the membership, but I wonder if perhaps we could go further, Minister, to actually allow, as in the case of other jurisdictions, for meetings of the boards to take place not just in person, but perhaps we could include a clause which specifically states that the board may have meetings via remote hearing, for example, via teleconference or Zoom or other such manner, and that certainly would allow the board to meet perhaps on a more frequent basis. And not only that, but I note, considering my other life, that even in terms of the court, there are meetings, virtual meetings and virtual court hearings. And so I wonder if perhaps the minister might consider including a clause in this particular bill that would provide for the board to hear matters in that manner.
Now, in terms of the Zoom meetings, that's a solid recommendation. I don't see how the Jamaica Labour Party or Delroy Chuck could object to this recommendation. I really don't see it. It would seem ass backwards if he did. And the way how Zuleika Jess is being so very respectful and still firm about the recommendations that she's making. Yeah, if the JLP was not to follow this one, I don't know. I don't know what to think of them at that point. I really don't think much of them, and I don't think much of Delroy Chuck. I mean, protecting the sex offenders is ridiculous to me. But anyway, don't want to get in a diatribe about that. But, you know, shout out to Zuleika Jess for that recommendation. That's a solid recommendation so they can meet more. Very solid recommendation. Let's continue.
I am hesitant. I must confess. Be remiss of me, Minister, even though I understand, quite frankly, the mischief that is intended to be cured. But I must confess there is a sense of discomfort on my end as it relates to the proposed amendment that is contained in Clause 3, which would essentially allow persons who are convicted of offenses in other jurisdictions to have their records expunged, but individuals who are convicted here of the very same offenses cannot have their records expunged. I must confess that it does not sit very well with me, even though I understand, Minister, the mischief that you do hope to cure. But perhaps we could revisit this provision just to ensure equity and to ensure balance, as I'm sure you strive for that.
Yo, hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Yo, Zuleika Jess is going to kill them with love, logic, and what's the other word I would use? She's going to assassinate. And this is not literally speaking. She's going to assassinate Delroy Chuck and the PNP with love, logic, and legality. And legislation. Love, logic, and legislation. 3 L's. Zuleika Jess. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Zuleika Jess is about to assassinate the JLP government with love, logic, and legislation. I kid you not. The recommendations that she is making, I do not see how the JLP can explain away not taking these recommendations. The way how they are presented with love and just pure logic and sticking to the integrity of legislation. Oh my days. Listen, every time I hear this lady talk, I just want to hug her and kiss her. Mwah! Magnificent. Magnificent. So intelligent. So intelligent, man. Hey, shout out to Zuleika Jess. Ma'am, If you hear any of my videos, let me tell you something. I've never met you. I've never been close to you, man. I don't know you from Adams. I love this lady. And what? Man, shout out to Zalika Jess, man. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
So might I close by simply stating, Minister, that I am indeed pleased with the raft of measures and the raft of proposals that are being contemplated today. And I trust that the Minister will give due consideration to the proposals and the recommendations articulated in advance. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Hey, man, listen, man. The PMP is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I'm gonna play this one more time to cap this off. This one right here. This right here. Oh yeah. Oh yes, Lord, I gotta play this one more time.
On Monday, at the meeting of the Shadow Cabinet, our spokespersons signed the Leadership Code of Conduct, a document originally developed by the Integrity Commission and embodying the 7 principles of public life. Those principles are based on the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency. I think it's very important in Jamaica today that our leaders publicly demonstrate their commitment to those values so that the people can have trust and confidence in the leaders of the country. We have once again, by signing the Leadership Code of Conduct, demonstrated our commitment to the values of integrity, accountability, and transparency in how we operate as leaders, and we commit ourselves going forward to upholding those principles in how we operate and everything that we do.
The Jamaican people, my brothers and my sisters, I want you guys to stop attacking the People's National Party. It does not let you look good. I don't care who you are. I know everybody's entitled in their opinion, but if you cannot recognize that the People's National Party is operating within its merit, its legal merit, to represent the people of Jamaica at the highest level, to speak on our behalf, to advocate on our behalf. The things that you guys are asking them to do, that is your job. I see a lot of people attacking the PMP. A lot of people, right? They're acting as if the PMP has some sort of power over the government to act in a way as to stop certain things, right? But the people are the ones with the power. And everybody that understands government and understands the world, understands the people have the power. I don't care what, if there is some entity that is out there, that is behind the scenes, you know what they don't want to do? Be exposed. They don't want to be exposed, because if the people know who they are and the people have the power and the people come at them, game over. We have seen it happen in several different countries around the world where corrupt politicians' houses have been burnt down, and I'm not advocating for any violence. We have seen where the military has been humbled by the people with all of their weaponry, humbled. You understand? And I'm saying we have legal obligations and legal options to advocate on behalf of ourselves. Stop being lazy and stop blaming the PMP and stop blaming Mark Golding. They are working assiduously in their capacity and their mandate to advocate for us. And in this live stream, when you look at the questions that were asked, it is clearly demonstrated. Clearly. So just stop it. Please. I ask of you to stop it, please. Okay? That is it. Follow me on Instagram. Somebody asked me if me have Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. See it right here, so ladies, Win with Bolo. At the bottom left corner of the screen, right under the donate to the Cash App. That's my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram. Like the video, subscribe. When you subscribe, click the bell and click all. You can donate to the PayPal, donate to the Cash App. Follow me on all of my pages. Can we get to 5,000 subs on Bolo TBV? Can we get to 3,000 subs on Bolo VNR? Can we get to 10,000 subs on Bolo VNR Clips? And can we get to 40,000 subs on Bolo VNR 2.0? Come on, man. Stop playing with your boy. Let's go. All right? See you on the next one. People, let's see. Let me just scroll through the news real quick, cause boy, may I tell you something always happened down. The Reggae Boys win 4-0. Congratulations to them. Yeah, man. 4-0. Big up themselves. Military coup after weeks of youth-led protests. People, this is happening. The people are standing up. I heard that the military in this one said, listen, no, we have to take control. Just like Ibrahim Traore, we have to take control. She pledges to serve with integrity and transparency. All right, mommy. We are going to hold you to that, you know. So if you start hide things, like how Andrew Holness case in a chamber, I would like you to step in and make sure that that is public. That is the first task we are asking for do, okay? Rebuilding the Weir Living Museum after burial. What? The Island First Living Museum, which been developed for the past 6 years in Southfield, St. Elizabeth, was severely damaged by Hurricane Beryl. And it just a rebuild? Rotted. Now go move on. Man charged for recording deadly landslide and flooding. Cut off 300 communities in Mexico. What? Man charged for recording deadly landslide. What does that even mean? This is not even... Alright, see, this is the thing I don't like about the Glean. I don't... They really sometimes... Honestly. Can I get the article, please? Can I read the article? That would be nice. You know, let me go down to the next one and see if it's open. Taylor Hines switches allegiance back to England. Oh, she was a Jamaican footballer. Okay. Sunshine Girls keep one eye on Glasgow. Man charged for recording St. Mary's Southern Eastern ballot recounting, posting video online. What? What? What is this? What is this? What is this actually? What is going on, bro? Oh, where's the other phone? No, it's... Oh, there we go. All right, let me see this. Mexico City, more than 300 communities in central and eastern Mexico remain cut off by deadly landslide and flooding on Tuesday as thousands of soldiers and civilians workers scrambled to reopen blocked roads. The government confirmed that at least 64 people have died due to the torrential rains. Wow. Want to hear that? Disaster looming everywhere. Dozens are still missing, and officials warn the full extent of the devastation in remote towns of 500 to 1,000 residents remain unknown. The rains were triggered by the convergence of two storms churning off Mexico's western coast strike at the end of an unusual heavy rainy season that has left rivers overflowing and hillsides weakened. Want to hear that? Water, water, water. Reopening roads is one of our greatest urgencies, President said. We have secured air bridges, blah, blah, blah. Health teams began fumigating affected areas to prevent outbreak of dengue. Here they know. Hardest hit state is Veracruz, Hidalgo, Puebla. In Hidalgo alone, where roughly half of the isolated villages are located. About 100,000 homes were damaged, wow, and destroyed by flooding and mudslides. 29 people died, rainfall reached, blah, blah, blah. So where's the floodwaters are dozens of, while thousands of soldiers rescue. But I don't understand this article here. While thousands of soldiers rescue teams search for missing and after supplies isolate. I don't understand this article. Dozens of health, local director Marty. Okay. Floodwaters left boiling residue, blah, blah. So, where's the part about the man being charged? Deadly landslide and flooding cut off 300. Something wrong. Probably me not understand what I'm going to say. Oh, right, so. Man charged for recording St. Mary southeastern ballot recounting. The St. Mary police on Monday charged a man for using his cell phone to record electoral proceedings during the official counting of ballots for St. Mary southeastern constituency following September 3rd general election. Posting the video on social media. Backside, hold on there. Southeastern St. Mary. People, who's the candidate for Southeastern St. Mary? Southeastern St. Mary candidate or MP. Who's the MP? Norman Dunn. Oh, with the blows. Norman Dunn, a fee Southeastern St. Mary. How what you say? He man a member of parliament no more and lose him seat. So how comes them now put the Southeastern St. Mary MP up? Hey Google, some respect for Mr. Christopher Brown name here. Yeah, that's what we need. What go on Ministry of Labour or Ministry JIS or whatever you want name? How comes you not update on the thing, brother? What go on? Him can't be the MP same way. Him no win no seat. So how comes them not update that? Anyway, so a man get charged for a record. Why may I tell you see it? According to the police on Thursday, September 4th, during the recount of ballot for the St. Mary Southeastern seat at Anata Bay Primary School, Campbell reportedly used his phone to record electoral workers while making statements alleging electoral misconduct. Ratted. The seat was contested by the Jamaica Labour Party, Dr. Norman Dunn, and the People's National Party, Christopher Brown. Those comments, which were later uploaded to social media, caused the workers to feel intimidated and obstructed in the execution of their duties. The St. Mary Police remain committed to upholding the rule of law and ensuring that all electoral processes are conducted in a safe, fair, and orderly manner. My thing is, how comes it wasn't safe though? Why wasn't the situation prevented instead of no, the man is being charged? The persons them never safe. Quite sad. Following an investigation, Campbell was arrested and charged on Monday, October 13th at Anata Bay police station. He was granted bail in the sum of $150,000 and is scheduled to appear before the parish court in Anata Bay on Tuesday, October 28th. Brown was declared the winner of the seat following the final count, defeating incumbent Dunn by 19 votes. So let's see what go on. What is now? Super 6. Only you say somebody else win the lotto? Police of the year. Them people here. Boy, I only need for day in the street more, no, cause me never see only in a no video when nobody I get unalive or they want to abuse nobody. Can we get these 6 police duplicated? I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. People, thank God for the little girl and the little 14-year-old girl and her daughter. With them find back. Oh my God, I was so relieved. Me they have to do one video and put it out. They say, hey, me say my heart feel one lightness. Eh? My heart feel one lightness. Nurse them celebrate what is Natal Patient Care ASN celebrates 35-year anniversary. Bail extended for registering a Leela hiking incident language and oh, I forgot to say them did lock her up for Badwood. That's crazy. That is crazy. Anyway, I not even want to get into that. Let me hear what them say. So the St. Catherine North Police No Loitering campaign keeps students off the street. That is good. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Hanover looking at new strategies to sustain crime reduction. I hope that means not extrajudicial killings. Continue the good work, guys. Westmoreland Fire Brigade reports surge in emergency calls amid ambulance challenges. See case, St. Elizabeth mother and child phone. Mr. People, 11 hours ago, I was so... See them, I like your video. I like the post already. I was so elated. This is how I want to get to the rights group. Because I never read this, you know. This is important. And I think I need to record this as well. Yeah, I need to record this. This is important. I'm plug. We have this plug in already. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go. It's wonder. Hey, big up the people that are still there with me, you know. Yeah, I respect, you know. The word is love, you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's your brother Bolo Vienna. We're in this space again with another one. You understand? Yeah, so in this one, ladies and gentlemen, we have to highlight this article here. First time reading it, so this is my raw reaction. Don't judge me. You're going to judge me anyway, but me just say. Rights groups call for urgent implementation of INDECOM's special report recommendation. Let's hear what that is. Human Rights Group, Jamaica for Justice, JFJ, and Stand Up for Jamaica, SUFJ. I think our brother Isaac Buchanan is a part of SUFJ. Stand Up are calling for the government and the police to urgently implement recommendations made in the Independent Commission of Investigations INDECOM Special Investigative Report on Planned Police Operations that released early this month. Describing the report as comprehensive and alarming, the rights group raised concerns about a sharp increase in PPO-related fatalities, which it said were driven largely by the police area fugitive apprehension teams AFAT and the systematic issues eroding public trust and the right to life. They say they stand firmly behind the families who have lost loved ones as they call on the government to implement the recommendations soonest to prevent further loss of life at the hands of the security forces. The JFJ and the SUFJ urge the High Command to implement INDECOM's recommendation. Prioritize body-worn cameras for all PPO and AFAT operations, ensure documented plans and mandate senior officer oversight to align the JCF use of force firearm policy. So that's one of the recommendations. There needs to be a senior officer oversight to align with the JCF use of firearm policy. There also needs to be a review of AFAT operations and leadership, conduct an independent audit on AFAT tactics and promotions, ensuring commander upholds human rights and accountability standard release from the two entry. In addition to strengthening intelligence and non-lethal options, as well as leveraging opportunities such as bail, reporting to detain suspects safely, the human rights groups also call for Parliament to legislate mandatory BWC use, translating the JCF's protocol into law to safeguard the right to life. While we acknowledge the JCF's effort in reducing murders by 40% in 2025, human rights cannot be traded in the name of national security. Very interesting. That's how human rights cannot be traded in the name of national security. The family of 232 Jamaicans unalived by the security forces this year deserves answers, and our communities demand policing that is transparent, accountable, and just. They said, this is facts. This is facts. I